This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Welcome back. Fort Charlotte MP Andre Rollins and Elizabeth MP Ryan Pinder sparred in Parliament last night over the controversial issues of local interest rates and the report that billions of dollars are being held in Swiss accounts belonging to Bahamian account holders.
We have billions of dollars, 7.8 billion according to a report emanating from HSB Bank, $8 billion of Bahamian-owned currency that is unaccounted for outside of the control of the central bank of this country. Therefore, there is no reason for us to be allowing Bahamians to be charged such exorbitant rates for loans in this country. Now, Mr. Speaker, the reason I will not be challenged by this speaker is that this is a man who left a job as cabinet minister.
Member, I won't allow you to go down. Member, take a seat.
Well, Pinder was quick to rebut, saying Rollins was indeed wrong.
He spoke about releasing the currency peg and being able to borrow in the international markets. Well, I put forward, Mr. Speaker, if you release the currency peg, your currency will immediately be devalued to a point where borrowing in the international marketplace makes no sense and can't be done. Mr. Speaker, we've got to be very careful of those who have some intelligence and access to Google. Because, Mr. Speaker, being able and willing to put forth mistruths and misunderstandings to the Bahamian people in an emotional rant is reckless. Mr. Speaker, lastly, he speaks about Bahamians who have accounts in Switzerland at the HSBC. Mr. Speaker, I propose, and I don't know the details of the investigation, that there are no accounts held by Bahamian citizens in Switzerland at HSBC. I propose those Bahamian passport holders are merely directors of IBCs in the financial services industry, and provided that in accordance with anti-money laundering, know your customer due diligence.
Bambootown MP Robert Wells is admonishing the government to act quickly on a partner for BC. He made the call in Parliament last night, urging the government to hold to its pledge to reduce burdensome electricity costs.
I believe, Mr. Speaker, that our lack of decision or our delaying the decision to decide on a strategic partner for BEC is not in our current best economic interest. I believe that we ought to make that decision, make it quickly, position ourselves, because, Mr. Speaker, we said to the Bahamian people that we were going to reduce the cost of electricity.
Today, close to 80 young men and women have completed the shock treatment program, an extreme preventative measure aimed at helping troubled youth by exposing them to the harsh reality of crime. The latest group graduated yesterday, and RCS Gadley was there.
Who are we? Shock treatment. What we do? Respect.
21 young men between the ages of 10 and 18 graduated from the shock treatment program in a ceremony at the Paul Farquharson Conference Center last evening. For participants Lorenzo Stewart and Javon Forbes, visiting the prison was the most shocking part for them.
Then I went to the prison and I see how people in the prison, one small room and 5 to 6 people in there, and they wish they could have come out and they wish they had freedom, and we have freedom. And it hurt me so much that we had freedom and me and the water. You was it.
We see the individual living in the cell with the bucket and the jug, and they get a pee in, and when they get used bathroom, everyone watching them. Then we went inside the cell, 21 of us, in one cell, and it was hot. Then I see my brother.
Officials from the Ministry of National Security have hailed the program as an extreme preventative measure aimed at helping troubled youth by exposing them to the harsh reality of a life of crime. Both the Minister, Dr. Bernard Nottage, and the Minister of State, Senator Keith Bell, addressed the young men and encouraged them to turn their lives around.
It's our duty to expose these young people to a set of values. The parents, if they would set the right examples and give these young people a template by which to conduct their lives. You'll be surprised. These young men, young boys, need to be in an environment where there are people with them who show them that they are somebody.
You are loved, that we care about you. And it's important that we do it because too often in our society, we're going to funerals of our young men. Too often, we are finding that they're on the wrong side of the law.
While officials concede it is still too early to determine the success rate, Program Director Carlos Reed believes more can be done to not only improve those numbers, but reach even more of the country's troubled youth as well.
I would really feel happy if we get up to about around 80%. I would be overjoyed if we was to get 100%. But we realized and we made our minds up that we're not going to win all. But at the same time, we refuse to lose all.
The boys will be featured in the 4th season of Shock Treatment. Shock Treatment Girls premieres this Tuesday at 8 right here on ZNS. Sia Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.